Hey guys, this is a birthday haul video. It was my birthday a few days back on the 15th of the month, and on the day before that my sister threw me a party, which we do for each other, little surprise parties just for the two of us and our mom if she's in town. And but we can get pretty elaborate with the theming, as you might know from previous videos. The last party I threw for her was a Mr. Rogers theme party, and there's a video on that. And then there's a video before that that has just got like a bunch of different parties compiled into it. Very long video, that one. But if you would like to see some of our past themes, I recommend checking those out. We will be posting a video on this party, which had a Disney afternoon theme. Which is like my favorite thing from Disney, and I'm like, in general, Disney is my favorite thing, and so like Disney Afternoon is my favorite of all that, along with Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is my favorite film in general. But yeah, the Disney Afternoon. The Disney Afternoon is a thing from the 80s and 90s, if you're unaware, which is where we get shows like DuckTales, the original, Tailspin, Gummy Bears, Darkwing Duck, Chippendales Rescue Rangers, Goof Troop, and then they proceeded to have shows like Aladdin and Timon and Pumbaa and stuff like that. I'm a huge fan of those shows. DuckTales is my favorite TV show of all time. I love the new version as well. But yeah, I was a huge fan of all those shows. And so my sister surprised me with a Disney afternoon party, and we're gonna take a look at the haul that I've got for my birthday here. And I also want to say it's very late. I've got ASMR Darlene going on in the background, which means I'm going to bed soon. But yeah, I just got out of Shazam, which I highly recommend. Great time. I also saw Us, which I also highly recommend. We all saw Us, and we totally loved it. I loved it more than Get Out, and Get Out was awesome, but it was very Stepford Wives. Us was more original to me, but love both movies, but really, really love Us. And I saw Dumbo, which was my birthday movie. We saw that on my birthday. And it was fantastic. A lot of people have said that it's not good, that there's not enough Dumbo in it, and that it doesn't focus on Dumbo enough, and the characters are bland. I disagreed with all of that. My sister and mother loved it too. We were kind of like baffled by some of the statements that have been made about that movie. Really sad that it didn't do well. I really like Tim Burton's early work, and for a while there I haven't been too happy with the stuff he's been putting out, and I really wish this one got a better reception because it was really, really good to me. It was good stuff, and far better than what we've been seeing lately. So I highly recommend Dumbo. I really do. I actually am doing an unboxing soon, as soon as the box arrives, that relates to that movie. But let's get into the birthday stuff right now. If I seem to like ramble sometimes, it's because I'm super tired. It's like 3 in the morning right now. But yeah, so I've got this great pile of stuff here. A lot of it is Disney Afternoon related, but not all of it. I'm just gonna pick things at random. And I think, I guess I'll start with some of the Disney Afternoon stuff. And I will say, I've got a few cards here, and I'm not going to read all the cards. I've got a couple of lovely cards from my mother, which get very sentimental, so I'm not going to read them. But very, very nice cards that my mom gave me, and I have some cards that kind of go with some of the gifts, so I'll show those in a minute. But this was the Disney Afternoon card, and I had a cool Disney Afternoon cake, and that will be in the video that I'm sure my sister's going to edit it together and post it soon, of the birthday party, if you want to see the cake and the decorations and everything like that. but I'm just going to show the presents right now. And it's just got some great classic Disney afternoon imagery in here. Very cool. And that was, you know, the card that was on the table, and there was an amazing display that you'll see in that future video, and some very cool Disney afternoon gifts. And I'm going to start with these cool pop figures. Now this is Baloo from Tailspin. And Tailspin was one of the early Disney afternoon shows, even before they were calling it Disney Afternoon. And Baloo is from the Jungle Book, of course. And the other pop figure I got, by the way, also from Tailspin, is a chase figure of Louie. Again, these are two characters from the Jungle Book that got their own TV show that had nothing to do with the Jungle Book, but had characters from it. And I absolutely love this show. It's one of my favorites of the Disney Afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and open this. I've already got Shere Khan from this set. Might as well take a look at it, right? I don't keep my pops in the packages, ever. Well, maybe a couple of exceptions. But there's Baloo. So cool. Now I'm going to reach back here and grab the one I mentioned that I have Shere Khan already. So these two are from Tailspin. I've also got Darkwing Duck, Launchpad, Gosselin. I've got Scrooge McDuck, and that might be all I have for the Disney. Oh, I have. I always forget. I have a villain from DuckTales, which was Magica De Spell. And I do want to get more of these Disney Afternoon pops. I'm not very obsessed with getting tons and tons of pop figures. There's just so many that I love, but I just get them at random. Like, I always get some for my birthday. Sometimes I'll find some on clearance prices, and then I'll get them. And sometimes, you know, I just have to have one. There's one of Sabrina from the Netflix show that I really want to get. And here is Louie, and this is a chase figure of Louie. What makes him a chase figure is the color of his shirt. The normal one is a greenish color, and this one is more of a pinkish purple. Very cool. Got to make sure these don't have stands in the boxes. One time I threw away the first pop I ever got was well, maybe it was the second pop I got, but it was Anna from Frozen, and I had never gotten one with a stand inside, and it's a clear plastic stand, so I didn't even know it was in there, and I tossed the box, and now I have I can barely keep her standing up because she doesn't have her stand. But yeah, these seem fine. They don't seem to have stands. A lot of them don't because they don't need them. But yeah, those are awesome. Louie and Baloo pops. Also from the Disney Afternoon. And this is also from my sister, I believe. I'm a little my sister and my mom get together and get gifts, and then sometimes they're not sure who gave me what. So in some cases I don't know, but that's because they weren't sure themselves. But I believe all these are from my sister. And this is a Bonkers Vinylmation set. And that's Bonkers D. Bobcat and his best friend Fall Apart Rabbit, who was his stuntman when he was an actor. Now this is from a later Disney Afternoon show called Bonkers, which was, they wanted to make a TV series about Roger Rabbit, and maybe it was because Amblin also owns Roger Rabbit, it's co-owned, and so they it was too much of a hassle to make a Roger Rabbit show, so they made a show that was practically Roger Rabbit, except they just made him a bobcat. He even has a similar face to Roger Rabbit. And he becomes a policeman with a human partner, even though technically the whole show was animated, so they were both animated. But they do a good job of making the humans look different from the toons. I really love that show. I really enjoyed that show. And even my sister has said it's her favorite of the Disney afternoon shows, just from having a sample on during my birthday party. Like, you know, when we were having cake and stuff, we started watching the old Disney afternoon shows. And yeah, she's not super familiar with them, but she decided this one was her favorite. And yeah, most people kind of talk down on Bonkers, but I think it's a great show. And these are actually the only Vinylmations I've ever owned. My sister knows I'm not huge on Vinylmations, but to get anything of Bonkers the Bobcat, and it says Disney Afternoon right on top, that's really cool. I mean, there's not a lot of Bonkers stuff. I do have some bendables of the same two characters, and I have a pin that's like a badge with Bonkers' face on it. And that's literally all I have of Bonkers, and there's not a lot out there. I might have a few Happy Meal toys. I'm not sure if I still have those. But yeah, very cool. Very cool to have more Bonkers stuff. I'm always open to more of that. And what else? Let me see. Focusing on Disney Afternoon. These were laid out right on the table when I got out there. They've got a little bit of spots on them from the birthday cake now, but it doesn't really matter because even though these are amazing vintage Disney Afternoon items, we are going to open these and use them. And maybe we'll do a video of doing these eggs. This is DuckTales Instant Egg Art. Original classic DuckTales. And this is Gummy Bears Egg Art. We're going to do these this Easter, which is like tomorrow. When I get this posted, it'll be tomorrow probably, or the next day. And I'm excited. I'm excited to do these. Check it out. I think she got these off eBay or something. Very cool. So that's going to be awesome. Hopefully we're able to film that. And let's see, what else? We get caught up in doing sometimes doing projects to where we forget to like film, or we we just say, you know what, let's just enjoy this. But I'm going to try to remember to film doing some of that egg stuff. This item arrived on my actual birthday. We had the party the day before my birthday. My sister said, oh, one of your gifts didn't arrive yet. Hopefully it's coming tomorrow. And it did. And that was fine because that was my real birthday. So we went out to see Dumbo at the Draft House, and then we came back. And there was my package, and it is a Disney Afternoon pin. Now, this is an official Disney pin. It's still got the tags on the back and the price tag that my sister got off eBay, I believe. And it says Channel 28. It's a spinner, and on the other side, when you spin it, I believe it says Channel 28. I have no idea what Channel 28 is. I have no idea. And my sister doesn't. We were just like, we don't know what that means, but I'm going to try to focus on that. Maybe if I hide my face. But it says, it's, you know, this side of it is just awesome. It's Disney Afternoon. It's got Mickey Mouse doing the paint splashes, which was incorporated into the decor in the party. Just very cool pin. Little TV set. So yeah, that is awesome. Okay, this is really cool too. Always, everything I got was cool. Always wanted some Disney Afternoon t-shirts. When I came out of my room, because, you know, we sort of like wait in our rooms until we get the okay that the party's ready. And when I was called out, my sister had this Chippendales Rescue Rangers shirt on, which I had never seen her wear before. So that was my first clue of what the theme of the party was. And I was given a DuckTales shirt, my favorite Disney Afternoon show, my favorite TV show of all time. So that was awesome. I put it on later for some of the pictures we took. And it's very cool. It's got Huey, Louie, Dewey, Launchpad McQuack, and Scrooge McDuck, my favorite fictional character. So yeah, was very happy to get that. And I do want to say, Scrooge McDuck, one of the reasons I love DuckTales so much and that I loved the Disney Afternoon so much, when I was a kid, I got into the DuckTales comic books. The Scrooge McDuck comic books. And the Donald Duck comic books, which also often has Scrooge in them. It was like this, you know, as comic books are, it was this interconnected universe of characters. And they were reprinting the old comics when I was a kid, and I got really into them. And that was before DuckTales existed. And then one day I stayed home from school, and it was the afternoon, and I turned on the TV, and the first episode of DuckTales came on, and it was like a 2-hour pilot, and it was amazing. And I have it on DVD now, and I love to watch it. So cool. It was the comic books I always read come to life. Now, they did have some new things. In the comics, Scrooge McDuck hangs out with Donald Duck, his nephew. In the show, Donald went off to the Navy, and they brought in this new character, Launchpad McQuack. He's not from the comics, but he was sort of a replacement for Donald because they didn't want Donald stealing the show, or they didn't want people not being able to understand what Donald was saying and stuff like that. I'm very happy that they brought Donald into the new version of the show. But yeah, it was just an amazing thing for me to be able to watch these cartoons based on these comics that I loved. So that's a little backstory on why I love DuckTales so much, and Scrooge is just the coolest character. But so yeah, moving on. I do have a couple more DuckTales things. This is actually from my mother. And this is a doozy of a gift, because if you know anything about these, they're not easy to get if you're not in the club, and they're not cheap. This is volume 4 of DuckTales. Now with this one, I believe that means I now own the complete series. But this 4th volume, only available through the Disney Movie Club, or you can pay a lot extra to try to get it on Amazon or eBay. And it's the necessary final set, and 3-disc set, original show, very cool episodes on here. I'm sure probably a lot of Gizmo Duck episodes and stuff. And I'm super excited to watch this. So yeah, this was a huge surprise. I never thought that they would have known that I needed this really to complete my set, and there it was. I unwrapped it, and wow, I was thrilled to get this. Usually when I get presents, whether they're lately since we've been doing this, I get more surprises, but usually I'm not surprised by my presents. Because I usually am helping shop like for Christmas and stuff. And I usually just pick out any gifts that I'm given. But so this was an amazing surprise. I was so happy to get that. All of these things were amazing surprises. But that's the cool thing about starting to do these themed parties. Get a lot more surprises. I'm not used to. And okay, I actually even got a few things from the new DuckTales, which is awesome. 2 graphic novels or comic collections. The first 2 volumes, I suppose they are. Treasure Trove and Mysteries and Mallards. And I've been meaning to buy these for quite some time, so I was really happy to get these. Like I said, I grew up on the comics, and these ones are all new based on the new show, so I can't wait to read these. Again, I was just like so surprised to get these. So awesome. What else? Oh, I forgot to mention also, I got some gifts that you're going to have to watch the video of the party to see. They were part of the decor. My sister arranged some very cool stuff. Actually got me a bottle that looks like the gummy berry juice bottle, and she put a concoction in there that looks just like gummy berry juice. It is the coolest thing. And a money bag. Not actually stuffed with money, although I did get a little money as Christmas, as a birthday gift also, which I partly used to go to the movies and also to pick up a few things that I needed and that I just wanted. And I'm going to show you one of those items today after the birthday stuff here. But yeah, so that's all the Disney afternoon stuff. There are a few other things here though, and I'm going to go ahead and show you this card. This is another card that my sister made, and it is a Winnie the Pooh themed card. And the reason she made me this card is because I also received some very cool Christopher Robin DVDs. This is the sorry, Blu-rays. This is the new Christopher Robin movie, the Disney one, which has the computer animated version of Pooh and Tigger and all that. I love this movie. It's Ewan McGregor as a grown Christopher Robin. I really want to cosplay this someday with the whole, like with a hat and the coat and the raincoat, and I just want to carry Pooh around with a red umbrella and do that cosplay at Mickey's Not So Scary sometime. I probably shouldn't have given that away. Now somebody's going to go do it. But I do have a friend who did an awesome cosplay based on that movie, but he did the later happy, redeemed Christopher Robin. I want to do this like grumpy Christopher Robin in the raincoat and the hat. But and this one is Goodbye Christopher Robin. Now this one I've wanted to see and I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna have to throw this on like maybe tomorrow because I think we'll all enjoy it. This is a more realistic movie based on the life of Christopher Robin, whereas this one is entirely fantasy. This is not about A.A. Milne and his son. This is about Christopher Robin as a fictional character, such as like if you watched the Winnie the Pooh, the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh cartoon from like the 90s, I want to say, maybe it was the 80s also. I'm not sure if that was at one point part of the Disney Afternoon also. I remember it more as a Saturday morning show. But anyway, I loved that show, and Christopher Robin was on that show, of course, and it was, it's a very fictionalized Christopher Robin. It's not like really supposed to be a real person, and that's how he is in this film. But in this film, it's supposed to be about the real one, and I'm very interested in seeing this. I've heard that it's excellent also, so we're going to watch that soon. So yeah, I had a little Christopher Robin themed pair of gifts, and actually one other gift also, which goes with the Ewan McGregor movie, and this is a book called A Boy, a Bear, a Balloon, inspired by Disney's Christopher Robin, and and I do collect children's books. I love the illustrations. I do illustrations myself. I haven't gotten into any children's books yet, but I have illustrated some comics before. And it just has these beautiful, I love these beautiful illustrations. And I enjoy reading children's books. I like them. I like the imagination in them. And more than anything, I like the art. Trying to turn pages here. And I especially like to get the really classic ones. But when a book looks like this, like it looks like it's a classic book. I love it. So yeah, I was very excited to get this. And actually, there was a version of Christopher Robin that it was either a digibook version or it came with a small book. I'm not sure, but I believe the book part was just a sampling of this book. So when I was trying to decide at one point if I wanted that Target digibook version, I found out about this book, and I was like, well, I just want the whole book then. So I haven't been getting digibooks anymore because they keep doing them like that, where it's actually just a segment of a real book. That's why now I get steel books if I'm going to get anything special. But yeah, very cool book, very cool movies. I can't wait to watch those, especially the one I've never seen before. And I have one more book. I have some other items, but I have one more book, and this is also Disney. And this is a book that my mom gave me, and this is The Nutcracker and the Four Realms. And I did request this book. She likes to go to Barnes & Noble. She gets like membership coupons, and she doesn't know what to use them on. So she'll be like, do you want a book for your birthday? Do you want a book for Christmas? And I'm like, sure, I'll take this one or that one. And I love these books that Disney has been doing lately. This one is actually called The Secret of the Realms. It's got a little subtitle there. It seems like with every big movie they've been doing lately, they've been coming out with storybooks like the A Boy, a Bear, and a Balloon, and nice like more mature type books like this that have this beautiful binding and everything. This one has like the rough edged paper. Very cool. Are there illustrations in here? I'm not even sure. Yeah, they are. There's nice illustrations in here. And I've actually, I recently bought the Nutcracker and the Four Realms movie before I decided I wanted this book even. And yeah, I wasn't like too thrilled with the movie because of how far it strayed from the original story. I mean, to where it was basically hardly anything to do with the real Nutcracker story, and that was disappointing, because why not make an awesome story, you know, based on what actually is there, and you can expand on that, but they just created something bizarre. But I have heard that the book is much better, this book, and it might be a prequel maybe, but I've heard that it really improves the overall experience, and since I own the movie, you know, I don't mind having the experience improved. I don't like totally dislike the movie either. It's just, you know, I wish it was the traditional story, but I think this will be very cool. Right now I'm looking at it, I'm like, is this? Yeah. That's interesting. Really interesting the way they weather the pages. There's like some nice art there. Yeah, I mean, they say that it really enhances the experience of watching the film, so I'm looking forward to giving that a shot. It's a beautiful film to look at. A lot of the, at least you know, a lot of parts of it. So I don't really like dislike the movie. I just I wish it had been more true to the original story. But I'm looking forward to seeing what the book brings to it. What else do we have here? So my sister also got me a bundle of items from another subject that I've always loved. It's not Disney, but it's actually the Peanuts. Snoopy, Charlie Brown, and the gang. I grew up with them. They were very popular when I was little, and I'm a huge fan. And there was an item that I particularly wanted, and since it was purchased for me as a gift, it turned out to be like a bundle of items. And I got this awesome card. I love that Vince Guaraldi music. So good. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, it's very cute card, and it goes perfectly. This is the item that I had requested. I'm always saying I'm trying to cut back on plush toys, but I just love this Snoopy. I love the way he's in this like standing position. Just so cute. Very cool. And he's from the Hallmark store. When I saw him, I just had to have him. And I was gonna get him for myself, but my birthday was coming, and so I was able to get him as a gift. Got this awesome matching card, and something very unexpected: the Peanuts Holiday Collection 4K set. And this has not just It's a Great Pumpkin and Charlie Brown Thanksgiving and Charlie Brown Christmas. It has several other specials as well. So very cool. 4K, that's going to be interesting. I love these specials. These specials were my holidays. Charlie Brown and Rankin Bass. Every holiday I had like a bunch of stuff I needed to watch for Charlie Brown, Rankin Bass, other stuff too, but those were like the stars of the holidays. So yeah, very cool little bundle with these three items, these two items, and the card. There we go. Love them. Can't wait to watch those. And what else? Let me see. I was gonna say, this being a cartoon-themed party, I also was given 2 boxes of my favorite cereal, which is Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles. I have like several favorite kitty cereals, but those are like my top favorites. And yeah, those were on the counter for me, and so I enjoyed some of that while watching the Disney afternoon. And I also received some items from my older sister and her family. Ferris Bueller on Blu-ray, which is, you know, a classic, and some very yummy Russell Stover's candy. I love chocolate. So that was good. It is all gone now. And that's about all the birthday gifts. But I do have 3 more items to show you guys. Because the day after my birthday, I went out and picked up a few things that I had been wanting. For one thing, Mary Poppins Returns 4K Steelbook. I've actually already unwrapped it. I wanted to get that digital code on there so I could use my Disney Movie Reward points and order a free Blu-ray. So I've got something else coming now from Disney Movie Rewards, and I've already watched this once on my phone with the app, with the Vudu app. But I really am looking forward to putting it on the big TV now too. But very, very beautiful steelbook. I'm gonna take this off already. Oh wow, that's beautiful. The back has this very cool image of the horse and buggy from the animated sequence with the penguins. Very cool steelbook. Gorgeous. And I went to Best Buy just to see if they had any steelbooks because I was very behind. I still need to acquire the Little Mermaid steelbook 4K and the Lion King and several things that came out recently. Solo, Ant-Man and Wasp. I'm very behind. I've already used this digital code. It's useless now, but yeah, very cool. Love it. And what else here? Oh yeah, okay, so a couple more things. So I did order some stuff, and that stuff I'll be doing an unboxing video. It'll probably be here maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, I don't know. Probably after Easter, some of it. So that'll be coming. That unboxing video will be coming. But I also went out shopping today. I went to the movies, and before I went to the movies, I stopped at Target and I stopped at Walmart, and I picked up one item at each place. I also picked up some Easter candy, but that's for Easter. But while I was at Walmart, I found something I had been looking all over for, and I didn't expect to find it. And unfortunately, the box is huge, but hopefully that'll be a good thing. And what it is Fruity Lucky Charms. Now, let me explain why I wanted this. And because I usually don't go for like the gimmicky like chocolate Lucky Charms or this or that. I usually like basic Lucky Charms. This I had to try because I heard that if you take out the white marshmallows, it tastes exactly like original Fruit Brute. Fruit Brute was a monster cereal. You remember Count Chocula, Boo Berry, and Frankenberry? They used to be sold all year. Now they only sell them at Halloween. Well, and you maybe, if you remember, in the 90s there was a cereal called Yummy Mummy, which was like the new 4th monster. But actually there was a 4th monster before that, and that was in the late 70s, early 80s, I guess. It died out when I was very little, but I always remember having a bowl of it and just loving it. And the character on the front was a werewolf, and his name was Fruit Brute. And the cereal was called Fruit Brute. And of course, if you know me, you know I love wolves, I love werewolves. So I have to this day remembered this cereal, how it tasted. And a few years back, maybe it's like 9 years by now, probably, I don't know. They came out with a re-release of Fruit Brute and Yummy Mummy during Halloween, when they always release Count Chocula again and Frankenberry and Boo Berry. I can't even believe we live in an age where those aren't sold all year, but you can only get them at Halloween now. And the recipes have been changed drastically on all those cereals. For one thing, I don't think the little cereal pieces were made of the same stuff back. I think they just used to be made of like corn, like Captain Crunch is, and I think now it's more of like a wheat-based thing. But this one actually is corn-based, unlike... I'm assuming this is different from the regular Lucky Charms cereal pieces. I'm so excited to try this. I'm putting it to the test. I'm going to do a video where I open this and have a bowl, pick out those white marshmallows, the unicorns, I guess, would be the ones to pick out. And then just eat it and see, does this really taste like the original Fruit Brute? Because what I was saying was, a few years back, they re-released Fruit Brute for one Halloween and Yummy Mummy, and neither of them were the real flavors. They came out with Fruit Brute as a cherry-flavored cereal and Yummy Mummy as an orange cream-flavored cereal. They were never like that. They were fruit-flavored. They were a variety, like mixed fruit flavor, but not really. They had their own unique sugary flavor that was called Fruity. I don't know what that even means. It's like Fruity Pebbles. I don't know. Does that really taste like fruit? It has its own unique taste. So did Fruit Brute, and I'm so psyched to see if this really tastes like Fruit Brute, because that will be a blast from my past. And I wonder if my memory is even accurate anymore, but we're gonna try it and see if it tastes like what I remember. And that'll be another video, guys. So I was so excited to find this. It was not super cheap because it's a big family size, but I had to get it. And I found that at Walmart. And the other thing that I picked up today, I went to Target, and I actually went to 2 Targets, and one in particular had all of their new DuckTales show, the new revival show, all the DuckTales items in the toy section were on clearance. So I was like, oh my god, I need all this stuff because I only have Scrooge and Donald as the 5-inch action figures, and I have the money bin, and I have some of the minifigures, which are more appropriate with a money bin than the 5-inch action figures are way too big for the money bin. But so I was like, I'm gonna get some of the mystery figures. They're only 2 something right now. I'm gonna get the other 5-inch figures I need. I'm gonna get, you know, the plane. Well, I took a good hard look, and I was looking at the minifigures, and usually you can look in the slot because they come in a little coin bank, and you can usually look in the slot in the bank and tell which figure is in there. They moved the wrapper now to where you can't look in. And I didn't want to blind buy, even at that price. I didn't want to blind buy anything. I wasn't in the mood for that. I don't have the money right now to be randomly buying figures and be getting doubles and stuff, when all I really wanted was the Darkwing one and the figure of, I forget the name of the character, but the girl with the pink hair, the new character who was Magica De Spell's niece. I want that one because I already have the other mini ones that I want. I wouldn't mind the Scrooge, the mystery Scrooge, because it's different from the multi-pack one that I have. But yeah, I didn't want to blind buy and get doubles or just get a bunch of Huey, Louie, and Deweys. I just really wanted those 2 or 3 particular ones. So I passed on those because I couldn't see inside them. And I looked at the 5-inch figures, and they didn't have like many to choose from, so they weren't in the best condition. So I said, I'm gonna go check another Target. And when I went to another Target, they didn't have the items on clearance. So when I get a chance, I got to get back to that other one. I'll get whatever they have and just fix it up a little. I can spruce them up a little. I think the Huey, Louie, Dewey, and Webby figures were just a little dirty. I could probably clean them up. But I need those, and I need Flintheart Glom Gold. And I was thinking that I need Launchpad too, but then I realized the one thing I did buy was the Sun Chaser airplane, and you can't see because of the clearance sticker, but it comes with a Launchpad figure, so I don't need to buy the individual Launchpad figure. And that, I believe that is the 5-inch Launchpad figure, which is funny because this airplane, they market it like it's for the 5-inch figures, and it does have a seat for this figure inside the plane. But if you really look at the plane, it is not to scale with the figure at all. I mean, it is like way too small for this figure. Look at the windows. I mean, it's ridiculous. The figure is like taking up like the whole plane, and this is supposed to be a giant cargo plane. So really, this figure goes better with the mini. This plane goes better with the mini figures, but that's fine because I have those too. And if you want to display them, that'd be the way to do it. But I'm still psyched for $9.99, which is half price. I got the Sun Chaser airplane to display with my minifigures, and I got a 5-inch launch pad. You can't go wrong with that. That's a great deal. Apparently you do have to assemble it a little bit, but I'm looking forward to that. I might do that before I go to bed. So it's pretty cool. If you can get it at a good deal like that, that's awesome. So yeah, that's my haul, guys. A lot of really cool birthday items. I'm sorry if I rambled at all. I'll try to edit this out and make it more coherent. Just do some editing to it, but I'm so sleepy. Again, I keep doing these videos after I come back from the movies and stuff at like 3 in the morning. Movies and Walmart and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go to sleep. First, I will probably put this airplane together because I just have to. But that's all for now, guys. So I'll talk to you later. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you think of the Disney Afternoon. Do you remember it? Did you watch it? Was it like before your time, but maybe you've watched some of it since then? I would love to hear some opinions, favorite shows. I love all the Disney Afternoon. I'd say the weakest thing on there for me, really the only thing I didn't like fall in love with, was the Mighty Ducks animated series, which was really bizarre. But if I had like focused more on getting into it, I might have gotten into that one too. But pretty much everything else on the Disney Afternoon I loved. Even Quack Pack, I totally loved it. But yeah, that's it, guys. And check in again for that Lucky Charms taste test video and my birthday video. And I still need to edit together a video from a trip we took at Christmas time to Mystic, Connecticut. So that's going to be cool. That's coming up. I've still got art videos planned and some other videos. Good stuff is coming. And just like as I try to find a job and stuff, it's just really hard to like focus on making videos, but it's coming. So like, comment, subscribe, please, and talk to you guys later.